Hi, all right, let's go. So this is emoji, and so basically, just to put in perspective what I said in my objective reality to be discovered and a narrated reality to be created trilogy, I wanted to put it in a schematic form. So here's the way I see it. This is where my understanding lies nowadays of the spectrum of play, styles of play. So so on the left side, you have this objective reality to be discovered style, and on the right side here, you have the narrated reality to be created approach. For more information on both of these, just I have a video, I have entitled video, separately. Now, the most extreme, as I described in my objective reality to be discovered video, is the task-based modular style. Task-based modular style is a style that is the idea that there is problem solving. There's an objective reality out there that is really described in the module, already prepared, already there with maps and everything. Then you have the style where you have still an objective reality to be discovered, but a lot of GM prep. So the GM prep the whole thing. So it's not based on a module; it's based on its prep. Okay, so it's the same thing. The approach is the same. It's the objective reality to be discovered style. Here it's the same approach again, but with no prep. Here, now go on the other side. Now this is the other part of the spectrum where you have a narrated reality to be created. So here you can still have GM prep, just like for example, me and Colin Cruikshank and Feed. He preps a little bit when he GMs me, and but I don't when I GM him, and we both are in this narrated reality to be created style. So this is really where Colin and I lie with our feed experiment. Now you have here GM no prep at all in a narrated reality to be created together as a group and stuff, and then you have no GM. You just get rid of the GM and you just create together as a bunch of players. Now there is games here that are I think my Life with Master is an example. You have games like what's the name? I can't remember. It's been a long time. I think Fiasco maybe has no GM. I realize it. I don't remember exactly. I played Fiasco a long time ago. So, but here GM no prep, GM prep, GM no prep, and GM prep here. You have all kinds of games. And then task-based modular style, any game that has a module. All right. So, Shock is GMless, a good example. All right. Now, if we tackle some issues, let's say for example we take the question asking issue or the Mother May I issue, the way in the community people calls it. It's gonna be this thing's gonna be in that spectrum. It's gonna happen here somehow because there is a little bit of objectivity here. There's a little bit of prep. So sometimes you're gonna have people in a style like that who's gonna ask a few questions just to make sure we understand each other, just to make sure we're on the same spot and everything. We want to clarify a few of the details in the description just to make sure we understand, right? Because there is one, that has been kind of created by the GM, and all the way down here, it's just gonna go, as much as it is important, because it's just like a spectrum. So here, super problem solving, lots of question asking to make sure and trying to try trial and error and everything, and it's part of the game. So the idea is that it's not about saying which one is better. It's not necessarily about taking a stand on me personally, I mentioned in my video my favorite approach is here. Here in I like this style a lot, the narrated reality to be created. I'm playing with Colin here, I have fun. I played that, many times, and then I play like that as well with some friends sometimes. And it's just a matter of taste and what you want, what kind of experience you want. So if you want a problem-solving thing, for example, let's say you want to have an objective reality to be discovered through problem-solving, that style cannot do that, just by its nature. You know, a narrative reality to be created is contradictory to problem-solving. So it's not about that. You don't do that here. It's not even relevant. It's not the kind of play. So, but if you want to do problem-solving type of things, you need to fall down on this approach here, this style, and you are in this spectrum here. So you need an objective reality out there to apply that, to apply the skillful ability that's behind problem solving. Because here it's just not possible. It's just completely impossible. All right. So now fiat, for example. Let's take another thing. Fiat, GM fiat. Where is it happening? So if we go here, no GM fiat. GM with no prep. Fiat's gonna start here maybe because there's still a GM. So if the GM wants to fiat a little, mess around a little, change stuff, so let's say, for example, we play with the GM screen, fudging some dice in the back or something like that, so GM fiat. So as soon as you have a GM fiat is a possibility. I would argue here that you can avoid because you have a module, right? But that's just another. So you see, this is the realm where the GM fiat can occur, just because there is a GM. As soon as they're one, that's a possibility. The place where it's going to be probably the most obvious, because here, since it's to be created, it's when you have a reality to be discovered. So I would say GM with prep is probably the part where it's the most, the most fiat, this realm here, because there is an objective reality to be discovered. When you play together as a group, fiating your way around is, it's less necessary. It's possible. It's part of the thing. Sometimes it's gonna happen. Now, depending on the kind of stuff, depending on the kind of, the kind of situation. If I take, for example, the issue of persuasion roles, or where you have you try to persuade someone, and then you are confronted with you succeed. So for example, if you're in an objective reality to be discovered, and you play in let's say you play with a GM prep environment, GM as an NPC, the NPC has intentions and beliefs and backstory and everything. And so what's going to happen is that the player arrives and persuade him to do something against his will. That's basically the structure of what persuasion is. And this automatically can become problematic. How do you deal with that? What do you do about that? Because there is an objective reality to be discovered. Now it's messed up because a player succeeds on a persuasion roll. I'm not going to discuss all that here, but I'm not going to make a video about that because personally it's one of the biggest, the most difficult thing in this hobby. I just can't wrap my head around it. The way I've been going is just by reading the persuasion skill definition in the book, the way it's approached by the designers, like what does it meant, by that. So perception. Now that's an interesting one. Like perception roles here, it's obvious. It's part of the game. Question asking is part of the game because you're trying to make your way around an objective reality as a group together. And so everybody needs to be on the same page. So when you do a perception role, is to discover what's up. So obvious. Here, change a little bit now. If there's a prep, perception role is relevant, just like here. Because it's the linear of an objective reality, that is there. but at the same time, it's wide open because we are now in the realm of a narrated reality to be created as a group. So here, the nature of a perception role changed completely, just as the nature of a persuasion role, right? Because now it's to be created together. So we kind of like improv. This is the realm of improv. You have no choice here. This is really, really big time, the realm of improv. Here, improv is possible as well. Don't get me wrong. Improv is part, it's everywhere. But this one here relies on an objective reality to be discovered, on plotting, like the already prepared scenes, the already prepared relations between characters and stuff like that. So improv doesn't have the same importance than here. It's there. It's gonna be there, no problem, for sure. But it's here. It's it's the bread and butter of the whole thing. Total improv is here. Way more than there. Here you have to, like here and here, improv is necessary. It's the only way to go. Here, not necessarily the only way to go. Part of the game still. You see, it's really complicated. You have all these spectrums of stuff going on in the style of play and making. So it's not about like saying that one thing is good or one thing is not. I did a Modern AI video where I'm expressing myself about how I hate it, but it's part of the game. Like here, it's completely part of the game. Where you have a prep somehow, you ask the question to organize the reality and everything, but it does still create these counterintuitive stuff where you kind of go around blindfolded in the environment as a PC, asking another person around the table telling you what's up. Now here, it's not there because look, no prep, so nothing in advance. So you tell me, and here no GM. And the idea here is narrative reality to be created. So here, no matter may I never. Unless, here may be a little bit, of course, if you give authority to the GM and you feel the need to ask, it's going to happen here. But from there to there, mother may I and question asking is going to kind of disappear. Unless here, let's say, for example, you ask a fellow player permission to do something, or if you have. So I guess it can linger there as well, probably. But way less than here, where it's part of the game, completely part of the game. By design, by nature, same here, because it's an objective reality to be discovered. So I think that helps. For me, this is where my understanding is. And for me, the best kind of play now, when in my video, as above, so below, what I describe is that these two approaches are kind of like the reverse of the same hand, or a coin. Imagine a coin. It's the reverse of the same coin. So the idea is that no matter if you play here, here, or here, you can go back and forth in these two ways of doing it. So for example, you're here, and I gave the example in my video where in the module they mentioned there is some hieroglyph on the walls, but it's just fluff and aesthetic. And the player comes in, he has a skill to interpret the hieroglyph, and he creates the meaning of the hieroglyph. And so now he did this, he injected some of that in this, changing a little bit of the objective reality. So this is the way it goes. And the other way around, for example, you are here or you are here. Let's say you're here, no GM. And one of the character has a cartography skill somehow. And he says, I want the map of this place to look like this. Boom. So here, in a group, he creates a map, creating therefore an objective reality in a narrative reality to be created. So it goes like that, and I do think it's relevant. I do think that it's all about and being able to imply both in your group, in your style of play, as above so below, is that for me it allows for way more fluidity, way more inclusivity in the hobby. All right, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps to kind of like put in perspective what I've been discussing in the last couple of videos.